that official introduction. 5'3" with the big brown eyes and a smile that's lethal. She on the vlog lane now, coming for the title, believe it.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Dun, 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 dun. And I'll take. What's good, y'all? It's your girl TV Show back here with another video. Y'all, listen, don't cut my ass. I know that I am late. This video should have been out on Monday. Today is Wednesday. I know, but I told y'all before, I am not a big YouTuber. So all of this equipment and shit is some rigged up type shit. And sometimes it don't work the way it's supposed to work. The light's cutting off. So here we are once again with this badass lighting, and y'all just gonna have to deal with it because you know this is the last episode. We doing the season finale of the show, y'all. We season 8, episode 10. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. You know what I mean? It was like I said, y'all, that the last episode was going to be the wedding. So it starts off with, you know, Emmett sleeping and Keisha being all up. Y'all, I told y'all, she really taking this thing with Nuck a little too far. And I've been saying that for the past couple of episodes, that she been taking this shit with Nuck a little too far. It's like, girl, the man is dead. He was not a good man. Yes, he was the father of your son, but he was not a good man. And I don't understand how, one, this is a good time to reminisce, y'all. This is a good time to reminisce to all my old Shy fans. This nigga is the reason why you got kidnapped, because he was supposed to pick you up from that bus stop and he didn't pick you up from that bus stop. And then after you went missing and your little brother came to find you and ask him where you was at, this nigga pulled a gun on your little brother and was acting like he was gonna shoot your little brother. So I don't understand why you sitting next to the window in your room next to your future husband, like on some Janet Jackson come back to me type shit. I didn't understand that. I don't understand Keisha. And she was pissing me off as usual. But she's sitting on the bed and she's all sad. And she tells Emmett, you know, because Emmett felt the fuckery, and he just woke up and said, "Oh, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And she's like, "You know, well, I already told Tiff she can't come to the wedding, and I already told that she's not invited, and I already told her that we not having it at her house." He like, "Ma'am, we getting married in less than 24 hours. Where the fuck we supposed to have it? Where are we gonna put all these people?" She's like, I don't know. And then he's like, "Listen, you gotta understand that I get how she killed your baby father, but he killed her baby father first." And she's like, "Oh, you taking her side?" He's like, "Listen, this whole situation is fucked up, but listen, you gotta try to understand some things from her angle. You know, like here you are. You still got your man, and you still got, you know, you ain't got the father of that son, but you got a father figure for him. You know what I'm saying? Tiff ain't got nobody." But he was like, "You know, I know we can have the wedding. Do you trust me?" And she had to think about it. She thought about it a little too long for my liking. And she was like, "Yes, I trust you," and stuff. So Emmett decides that because he had that dream about Jada, that it's only right that they go to Jada and Darnell's old house, who now Rashad has it. But it's only right to do it in the backyard. You know, Jada and Darnell had their little backyard. They got married in the same backyard. So it's like, you know, it's only right that we do that. And Darnell is all touched, and he's just like, "She's responsible for you wanting to do it here." He's like, "Yeah, she came to me in that dream, and I just felt like, you know, that's what I should do." Y'all, wonderful idea. I 100% supported it. Wonderful idea. Beautiful. You know, so that was touching. That was nice. That was sweet. And then, you know, we fast forward and Tiff pulls up on Keisha. And she wants to talk. She wants to sit down and have a real powwow. Because remember, I told y'all how last week she gave nothing. Like, it was just like, oh, I know that you did it, and please don't come to the wedding. I don't even want you in my life. It was very boring. It was very corny. You know what I'm saying? It was very much not giving what we all thought that we was revving up for, and nothing happened. It was just like, and all that crying bullshit. And, it's basically the same conversation. Like, you killed the father of my child. And it's like, yeah, but he killed the father of my child. Like, I wouldn't have did that shit if I didn't feel like I had to do it. He had to pay for that shit. Like, what you mean? So at the end of the whole bullshit discussion, Keisha is like, I don't want to forgive you. I'm not ready to forgive you, but I will. But it's gonna take some time and all type of bullshit. Like, girl, please. All right, whatever. So we get to the wedding. And, Keisha's getting the whole little Mrs. Washington stuff. I like that. The whole little Mrs. Washington and the red bottom shoes. And, she looking all beautiful. And I'm glad she didn't pick that ugly ass dress that we had saw her with in one of them episodes. Because that dress was ugly. The dress that she chose was chef's kiss. Beautiful. Wonderful job. Right? So she's getting ready and stuff. And Riley is helping her get ready. And all that good stuff. And Riley is like, I always wanted a daughter. And Keisha's like, I'm so happy that you're here. And, and then, girl, who come popping up around the corner? Who came popping up around the motherfucking corner? Nina. And I said, listen, Nina had better showed up for this episode because, girl, you are a bad mother because you basically left town and just said, fuck your kids. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, if nothing, you didn't come back for the birth of Jada Jr. You didn't come back for the birth of Jada Jr. The least you could do is show up for the wedding. Like, goddamn. But she pulled up. And she said that she was like, you wasn't here for the birth of your granddaughter. And she was like, I'm going to forever be apologizing for that. And she said, it's okay. And Keisha was like, it's okay because you was there for the birth of your grandson. So I forgive you. You was there for the birth of the first one. I was like, damn, all that don't mean shit. I still would have been mad. Like, bitch, where you been at? Like, we ain't seen Nina. Nina ain't called. Nina ain't sent no letters. Nina ain't sent no message pigeons. Nina just been gone. Like, she went with wherever with the brat. Oh, yeah, the brat pulled up. The brat looked like... no bullshit. The brat looked like what she had on, that's what she was wearing that day. And she pulled up to the set like, let me just do this little 1-2 and let me just get my money. Brad looked like she ain't even want to be there. Brad looked like, yeah, I'm just pulling up, do my little 1-2. So, Lena, you can pay me my money and then I'ma go. Like... So the wedding was so nice, and then and then all the men walk in, Victor and Rashad are Emmett's groomsmen, and him and Devontae had a nice little moment. He wanted Devontae to give him his ring, to hold on to the rings and stuff like that. Well, hold on to his ring. He's like, well, what if I lose it? He's like, you're not gonna lose it. He's like, how you know? He's like, because I believe in you. I said, this boy, he is, I said, goodness, what a turnaround for the both of them. But it's like Emmett got him early. Before he went and started repeating the same mistakes that Darnell did, that Emmett did when they were around his age. Before he got to that point, Emmett grabbed him up and pulled him back in. And he's going to go very far in life. He's going to go very far in life. So, it was nice. They all came in and he gave him the ring. And all stuff. They had a nice little chair for Jada with the flowers and everything. And little Ronnie put a little well, I don't know what flower that was, but put the little flower there for Jada. It was so sweet. It was very nice. The thing that I love the most about the wedding is the fact that they really included Jada. Even though Jada wasn't there, they really included her in this episode, and I really appreciated that. Keisha's people come in, all the bridesmaids and stuff, and then I seen Tiffany, and I said, hold on. hold on. I know you said that you forgive her, but it's like, if it was me, it's like, I'm working on forgiving you, girl. You could come to the wedding, but bitch, sit in the back, because I forgive you, but I don't forgive you like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she was all the bridesmaids up, maid of honor, everything. I said, oh, they must have talked backstage when we wasn't watching. They just carried on with the wedding like nothing was going on. I guess, let's put this to the side for now because I'm getting married. So, the girls came in and the bridesmaids came in and all that fly shit. And then, Keisha comes in, stunning, looking beautiful. And she's standing there and I'm like, what you standing there for? Now, I ain't gonna lie. Initially, I was like, well, who gonna walk her down the aisle? Like, who gonna be the one to walk her down the aisle? And I'm thinking, and I said, I don't know who she close to like that. I really don't know. I thought maybe Darnell, but Darnell was up there already. So I was like, well, who gonna walk her down the aisle? Girl, here come Kevin. Here come Kevin to walk his sister down the aisle. I said, the shot. I said, y'all bringing back all these people. He walked her down the aisle and then he went to go sit down and Maisha's there. Maisha looking beautiful. And then if you look a little bit to the back, you see Dre. Dre was back there. I said, they done brought all the original cast members that made this show back. I said, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, Lena. Beautiful. Beautiful wedding, y'all. It was a gorgeous wedding. They had their little dance, that little 1-2 dance that you get with your bae after, holy matrimony, and y'all are official tissue, and y'all do that little dance and stuff like that, and they dancing, and he looking at Keisha, and he like, you need to stop looking at me like that. He's like, I'll send all these motherfuckers home. You want to make a baby tonight? She like, no. Girl, I would have been like, let's go. Shit. In fact, let's go to the bathroom real quick. Like, I can hike this up real quick. But that's me. That's me. Keisha, she not like that. But that's me. I would have been like, let me pull this up a little bit and we can go to the bathroom and get a little 1-2 in real quick before our honeymoon. Like, let's go. But I was so happy for them, y'all. It was beautiful. It was really nice. The wedding was really nice. And the little things that they had included into the reception, like with Kevin, Jake, and Papa watching the 3 little boys dance, watching the new generation. It was just so cute, And then we started seeing, the little glimpses of what each person might be about to do, So Papa is saying how, he gonna stop drinking, he gonna stop smoking, he's, gonna do the right thing. He wants to start getting back into the things that he used to do. And Jake talking about he wanna move in with old girl. That he gonna ask old girl to move in because, they were sitting next to each other and she was looking at apartments and he was like, oh, well, why don't you just move in with me? And she's like, are you ready for that? He's like, I mean, let's just see how it goes. I'm willing to try. I don't believe that, y'all. I don't believe that. First of all, I feel like their relationship ain't built on shit. Like, what the fuck are y'all relationship? Social media? Like, what do y'all really got in common? Like, honestly, what do y'all do? We haven't seen them do nothing but social media and parties. So it's like, what do y'all have in common? Why are y'all even a real couple? So I'm like, you know what? He talking about let's try, and she's like, okay, and all type of stuff. I'm like, okay, we'll see how long. We'll see how long that's gonna last. Fatima is still on her bullshit. Her and Victor are still on their bullshit after all of that shit. Her coming down to the jail on that you got me, it's still a cat and mouse type shit. And I'm like, what is going on here? Really? Is this like y'all dynamic? Is this what y'all do? Is this what turns y'all on with each other? Because it was like she wasn't really trying to be bothered with him, and he was like, well, I'm giving her space and this and this and this. And even Papa and Jake was like, listen, you gotta stop playing around because even the both of us is looking into futures with our shorties. But you know what? I feel like when you go to a wedding as a man or even as a woman, It make you start thinking of stuff like that. Like, maybe this is possible. Maybe I could have this one day. Even Jake and Papa is like, listen, Jake is like, I'm moving in with my girl. And Papa is like, yes, and I want to marry my girl one day. I'm trying to get back into church. I'm trying to do all that stuff. And he looking at them like, how the little niggas is putting me on to some shit. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes, listen, it take the little niggas to show you that old fools used to be young fools. And you need to stop being a fool. If you wanna, go get her. So that's what he did. He went and got her. And they decided, that they wanted to, we gonna work things out. We gonna see how this goes. We gonna try again. I don't approve of it. I think that it's some bullshit. I don't think that they're right for each other. I never did. But whatever. I guess they had to wrap this whole thing up in a pretty little bow. And I guess some people wanted to see them together, but whatever. Y'all, can we get to the scene with the Taylor brothers? Yeah, I was doing good. I was doing real good. And I was doing real good. And I wasn't crying until this scene. I didn't cry during the wedding. I didn't cry when they had the picture of Jada. I didn't cry when Kevin came and walked Keisha down the aisle. I didn't cry. I was good. I choked up a little bit, but I had composed myself. But when it got to the scene with the Taylor brothers and Vic and Jake went to go visit Reggie in jail, y'all, I was a weeping, sobbing mess. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I was like, damn, y'all know from the beginning of this damn series, not even the beginning of this season, from last season, Reg been getting on my nerve. He been pissing me off, and I was like, listen, he's an asshole. I don't even know why y'all brought him back. Somebody gotta take him out. And I told y'all, I was cool with that as long as he got taken out on some shit that he did. As long as he was paying for some shit that he did, I was cool with it. Like, take that motherfucker out, right? But Reg been chill. He been real chill for a good 4 or 5 episodes. He ain't been bothering nobody. He been letting niggas live. He been crying. He been reaching out. He been being nice to his girl. I'm like, all right. He's all right. And then this happens and he's in jail. Who knows for how long, because they didn't touch on that. It's just like, the way Vic was talking, it's on some shit like this nigga is doing life. Because he's like, we not about to leave you and let you rot in here. And we gonna come here and see you every day. And Reg is like, y'all don't have to do that. Y'all don't have to do that. And Jake is like, no, we want to. Man, y'all, I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Because it hurt my heart. Like, I was just like, damn, they really, honest to God, love each other. And I always knew that they, honest to God, loved each other, but everything else was like getting in the way. But I felt like when the mother passed away, that's what really had it like, nah, all we really got is each other, like, for real. And Reg let all his guard down. That nigga let the tears flow. He let them know, I love y'all. And then when he looked at and I knew this would happen, when he looked at Vic and he said, you gonna be okay? And Vic broke down. Y'all should have seen me in here. I was like, that's not right. That's not right. I'm like, that's not right. Y'all, because let me tell you why. And I'm sure we all feel the same way. How is Tiff not paying for nothing? Now, granted, she had reason to do what she did. She's not wrong for doing what she did. I don't blame her for doing what she did. But what made me lose my sympathy for her was how she acted after the fact. How she became a complete bitch. How she wanted to act like Griselda. How she was trying to force Bakari to take blame for something that he didn't do. So I'm like, how this bitch getting off scot-free? How? Because, let's be honest, y'all. Detective Toussaint is a bullshit detective. She don't never got no evidence on nobody. She just always get him. But when you break down shit, she don't never got no evidence for nobody. She'll never, nobody she arrests. She just put niggas in jail and then that's it. Her biggest asset be her snitches. That's it, right? So I'm thinking to myself, didn't nobody say, okay, you killed Nuck, right? But why is he buried in Tiffany's front yard or backyard? Why is he if you did this, why is he buried in Tiff's backyard, aka Alicia's house, but in her backyard? Nobody asked that question, and we supposed to believe that this bitch had nothing to do with it. It's like and I honestly feel like if Tiff would have took the rap, she could have beat that case because Nuck had mad enemies. So, you know what I'm saying? But the biggest piece of evidence is the fact that the nigga was buried in your backyard. Which brings me back to Reg. Like, yo, I don't like that. I'm not gonna be cool with that. That's the only part of this whole thing that I really didn't like. Cause I'm just like, Tiff just for real got off scot-free. She got off scot-free. Like, nothing happened to her. And I think that that's fucked up because granted, I thought too, maybe this is Reg's karma. For all the shit that he done did in the past, all the shit that he did when he first came back and niggas knew that he wasn't dead. Maybe this is his karma. But my heart just broke for all three of them. I'm just like, damn, the brothers got to build their relationship and while he in jail. It's fucked up. I'm never going to agree with it, y'all. I don't like that. And I didn't like Reg, but I don't like that because my heart hurts for Jake and my heart hurts for Victor. And Victor been numb for like the past 2 episodes. But to see him break down, it was like all the emotions that he was holding back when it came to his mom, when it came to his girl, when it came to his relationships with his little brother. It's like, you know what I'm saying? He broke. Victor broke, okay? Broke my heart. I don't like that. So then, y'all, when I seen Rafi, whatever the fuck that weird ass nigga, I ain't gonna say what he looked like. Cause it's disrespectful to mothers that possibly drunk when they were pregnant. So I'm not gonna say what he looked like, but I just gave y'all a little hint on what I think he looked like. That's a funny looking nigga. And is it me or do him and Smitty look like the same people? Like, I got confused. I was confused. Like, ain't that the same nigga? Who is that? Is that Rafiki or Rafi or whatever the fuck or Smitty? They look alike. They look like they could be twins. But anyway, so he come, and when I seen him, I said, I know exactly what he here to do. I said, they really gonna do some menace to society bullshit. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was positive Bakari was gonna make it through this episode. Nigga is mad pussy. You just couldn't take your L like a man and just leave it, chalk it up to the fact that you got your ass beat. You asked for it. Like, I can understand if the nigga beat your ass for nothing, but you was asking for it. You was begging this nigga for weeks to beat your ass, and he kindly obliged to you. And instead of you taking your L, you decided to act like a pussy. And so I knew he was gonna come back and do some shit. So sure enough, he comes back, pulls up. Bakari and is packing up to leave and go to Atlanta. Keisha's in the house. You know, they gave Keisha the keys, and Keisha's in there reminiscing about all the things that happened in that house. You know, she gave birth in that house. The moment she had with her mom, the dinners, and all type of stuff. You know, reminiscing. And he outside, and I saw them boxes, and I said, all right, Kane. I said, all right, Kane. What the fuck is going on, Kane? I said, all right. Where the little boy with the bike? Where the little nigga with the little 4-wheel? Where he at? Like, this shit was so many. It was a dead giveaway. So, of course, the nigga pulls up and lets off and shoots Bakari up. And y'all, I was positive. I'm like, he's dead. Because the nigga got shot with a bazooka Uzi. Like, How you get shot with a bazooka Uzi and you live? And he was shot up. Now, he ain't do what Kane did. Kane, y'all, I don't care what nobody say. Of all the hood movies that we seen growing up, is it or is it not true that Kane had the best death? Like, Kane died like with some, like, you was feeling it because the nigga was spitting up blood and he was making them faces and shit, and you really felt it, like, oh my God, he's really dying. Bakari ain't do that. Bakari did some pretty boy I'm dying shit. I said, is he really gonna die? And honestly, I thought it was a dream sequence at first. I said, maybe he's dreaming that he's dead. Maybe he in Atlanta and he dreaming. But it was real predictable. But at first, I was just like, yo, did this nigga really die? Did he really get shot up like that? Like, oh my gosh, right? So it took me a minute to react, right? So then, y'all, they fast forward to a year later. And to show you how everybody's doing what everybody is doing. You know what I'm saying? Reg is still in jail. Reg is still in jail, but he's reading. I guess that's a good thing, huh? That he's reading. Maybe he never read before, but he's reading. He's reading Bakari's book and all that good stuff. We see that Trig and Dogface Fatima is still together, and you know everybody's laughing and everybody's so happy, and they all sitting at the table having dinner. Her friend and the manager of Smokies, you know, they are together. It looked like they was together. I don't know how that works, and I'm kind of fascinated to learn how, but they're together, and you know, and Rashad and Patience is in the backyard. He's teaching the little boy how to barbecue, and you know, it's some real fairy tale type shit. You know, Patience is looking back like, look at my family. It's so nice. And you know, it's just some real like fairy tale type shit. So Smokies is officially a franchise. You know, we see Emmett in the family, and we see, you know, Riley and Donnell with all the babies, all the kids together. Got this big, beautiful mural of Jada on the wall. And then you see on the wall that, you know, they got restaurants now in Atlanta and in Vegas and in Chicago. Like, you know, Emmett is doing it up big. Him and Keisha is doing up big. Everything that everybody said they was gonna do, they did. Papa is doing his radio show again. I'm guessing he's back in church. You know, he's starting to do his radio show again. Jake and that girl is on the bed smoking weed. I guess that they still together after a year. They still together and all that good stuff. But like I said, y'all, what is their relationship? That's all y'all could do. I wish it would have been something else, like them in the park or them, you know, going on a date or something more than let's lay in the bed smoking weed. That's what we do after a year. Like, I just thought it was real trash, but okay. Tiff ain't doing shit. At the wedding, she had asked her mom if her mom could move back in with her and move into Alicia's house, which is now her house. I guess you could officially say that it's her house. So she asked her mom to come and, you know, bring EJ back so they could all live together. So it looked like she ain't really doing nothing but living with her mom and her son and her two sons. And now she got her own mural. She took down the mural with Rob and his mom and his father, and now she got her own mural with her family. And I was like, oh, that's so cute, bitch. Like, I'm real mad that ain't nothing happening to her. Like, nothing. She got off with murder. Damn, like nothing. Not a slap on the wrist, not nothing. She was in handcuffs for 2.5 of a second. Like, God. But anyway, she got her little mural. So I guess everything all is well. So Bakari's book is now selling. You know, we get the zoom in. You know, everybody in the bookstore buying up his book and all that good stuff. And we see his sister bringing in the books and Lene. We see Lene and stuff. And then we see him with his Tyler Perry wig on. What the fuck was the point of that? First of all, it's a Tyler Perry wig. It didn't look as bad as a Tyler Perry wig. But all in all, it's a Tyler Perry wig. And it made him look way younger than he's been looking for the past couple of seasons. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I was happy he lived. I was like, okay, thank God he did get shot, but he lived, and now his books is selling. Because remember what Nuck said? Nuck was like, your book probably ain't gonna sell until after you dead. So that's why I thought he was dead. Like when they first showed that everybody was buying his book, I said, damn, he must have really died. Like, damn, they really took Bakari out. But then when I seen the Tyler Perry wig, I said, okay, but why? Why? They could have done him a little bit better than that. And then Lene stands up and we see that she pregnant. And I'm like, bitch, this is a nigga. Y'all, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Remember how I said how you could see in certain scenes, she ain't want him to touch her, and she was kind of like this. We ain't never seen them make out. We ain't never seen them put no tongues in each other's mouth. We ain't never seen none of that. And now she pregnant. I'm supposed to believe that y'all went to Atlanta, right? You went from not wanting this nigga to touch you to letting him nut inside you, and now you pregnant. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. And that pissed me off. I'm like, that is not your forever girl. That is not your ride or die. I'm sorry, but she's not. Because let some shit pop off, I don't think she gonna be there for you. But right now, you selling books. So, I mean, what type of shit could pop off? What type of shit could pop off? But honestly, when she stood up and I saw the belly, I was like, I'm disgusted. I didn't like that part. I'm like, that's disgusting. Just because, like I said, you ain't let this nigga even tongue kiss you. We ain't seen y'all tongue kiss. Not once. Just a little. That's it. That's all y'all do. Just a little pecks and shit. Y'all ain't even tongue kiss. But I'm supposed to believe that y'all went to Atlanta after he done got shot up and shit. And ain't no repercussions of him getting shot up. He got shot up all in his throat. He got shot up all in his throat and in his chest. And he just sitting there signing books. Thank you. Please come again. Like, ain't nothing happened. So in a year after him getting shot all up in his throat and in his chest, y'all found time. He found time to nut in you, and now y'all having a nice little baby. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Nice ending, Lena. I did. That was a nice, pretty bow, like I said. Final thoughts, y'all. Okay, my final thoughts on the Chi. You know, I wore my Chicago shirt today for the Chi. I started watching the Chi, I believe, during the pandemic, because the Chi came out in 2018, I believe it premiered. I didn't watch it at first. I was meaning to, but it was one of them shows that I had to catch up on. So when the pandemic happened, I caught up on it, and that's when I started watching it and stuff. I said, yo, this is a dope show. You know, anything with young black actors, I'm all for. I am all for it. Like, I don't care who it is, especially young that you don't really see. You know, we didn't really see Luke James like that. We knew who he was. We knew who Jacob Lattimore was, but we didn't really know him like that. Barton Fitzpatrick, we seen, like, if you watch, like I said, underground movies, like if you watch independent films and stuff, he was in a few of those. Jason Weaver, of course, we all knew and loved and stuff. It was nice to see him in the Chi. When he came into the Chi, I was very happy, because very rarely can somebody transition from child actor to adult actor, and he did a real good job. But y'all, mark my words, and I'm not wrong. I haven't been wrong yet. A long time ago, I saw a movie called Fruitvale Station. Michael B. Jordan been my husband. He's been my husband even before Fruitvale Station. He's been my husband. I'm talking Nickelodeon, The Big Help. I was married to Michael B. Jordan. Nickelodeon, The Big Help, when he was sitting on the steps with his little brother. Let me tell you, I was married to that man back then. He did Hardball. He did The Wire and all type of stuff. I said, yeah, my baby got range. Of course he got big range. But when I saw him in Fruitvale Station, I said he's going to win an Oscar one day. He's going to win an Oscar. I said it has to happen. I said, look at this. I was surprised he didn't get nominated for that. But I said, look at this shit. Luke James, mark my words, y'all. Mark my motherfucking words. Whatever it is, Luke James got it. When someone has the ability to grab you and pull you into a scene with them, and you feel like you are there, and you feeling every emotion, and your fingertips are burning, your eyes start watering, your chest, your heart start beating all fast, because you feel like you there. I'm telling you, he did that shit a few times throughout the Chi with me. I said he's one of them. He's gonna be up there with Chadwick Boseman. He's gonna be up there with Michael B. Jordan. He's gonna be up there with I forgot his name. I talk about him all the time, y'all, and I tell y'all all the time. I know his first name is Daniel, but I can never pronounce his last name because it's an African last name. He was in Black Panther 2, and he was in Judas and the Black Messiah. Even Lakeith Stanfield. People don't like Lakeith Stanfield, and that's why he's kind of staggered, because people don't like him. People don't like him personally. But Luke James, he's one to look like. He got that it. Whatever it is, he got it. And I'm telling y'all, give him a few years. I don't know what he's going to do now that the Chi is wrapped. I don't know if he's going to go back to, trying his music, because he's an amazing singer. So I don't know if he's going to try doing that. Right now, I believe he's on Broadway. I believe he's doing a play on Broadway. But don't ever underestimate a Gemini. Can I please say that? Please don't ever underestimate a Gemini. There are so many talents that we got, and that comes from us having 100 different personalities. It's a different person. So it's very easy to say this one can play the piano, this one can play the guitar, this one can play the drums. Looking at me, you would never know that I can play the drums. I could do a little something. I could do a little one too. Looking at me, you would never know that I can sing. I keep all this shit locked up because I like shocking people. I like to surprise people. I like to see people's jaw hit the floor. Like, oh, I didn't know she could do that. Don't ever underestimate a Gemini. And I'm telling y'all, Luke James is the person to look out for. He got that Will Smith factor. You know how Will Smith, everybody looked at Will Smith as, oh, he a little rapper, and then he did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all type of stuff. Oh, he a clown. Oh, he's a comedian. Oh, and then there was that one scene. I'm not talking about the daddy episode. I'm not talking about that episode. I'm talking about the episode before that when they had given him speed and he put it in his locker and Carlton had took it by accident. That was the beginning. He got that factor of I call it the Will Smith factor, where it's like if you see him cry, you immediately start to cry. Any movie that Will Smith has done, any movie, I promise y'all, any movie that he has done where he's cried or he's choked up, I be boo-hooing. It's the same thing with Michael B. Jordan. Anytime he's done a movie where he cries, I cry. Anytime Chadwick Boseman did a movie and he cried or he got mad, I got mad and I cried. Like, he got that. That's why I said he got that it. He got that it factor. Ahmad Ferguson, a.k.a. Marshall from Power, a.k.a. Bakari from the Chi. I think it's all safe to say that he's the new up-and-coming talent. Like, the new young talent. Because the amount of people online and the amount... I loved seeing it, but the amount of people that was online and the amount of people that was all over the place saying, Lena, you better not kill this boy off. If Bakari dies this season, I'm not watching the show no more. Like, it's clear that everybody had their eyes on him. So I hope he do some more movies. To be honest with y'all, I hope I see all of them in some more movies because these are amazing actors. All of them are amazing actors. And all of them have other talents too. A lot of them can sing. A lot of them can do a whole bunch of other stuff. A lot of them can direct. Like Jada. I forgot Jada's real name. I be forgetting Jada's real name. But Jada is a director. Like, I remember the first time I seen Jada. And Jada was in a movie called Stranger Inside. And she was playing a lesbian in prison looking for her mother. And I said, ooh, that was a heavy movie. I think it's still on YouTube. So if you want to go watch it, it's called Stranger Inside. But all of them are amazing actors and phenomenal actors. You know, it's no surprise to me that this has been the longest running. What was it that they said the longest running TV drama of black actors? Lena girl, you did that. You did that, Lena girl. You did that. And I hope you do it again. I hope you do it. You know, we kind of saw or kind of got a little clue. I don't know if it was a clue. I don't know if she was dropping that on purpose. But, you know, what seems like an ending could be a beginning. I don't know if that means she's going to do another show with the little shorties or what. But I hope I see all of them again because I love every single last one of them. They are amazing. They kept me interested. Even when the show started to slow down and stuff, you know, I had that loyalty to finish it off. You know, even if it was going to be trash, I had that loyalty to keep watching and keep and finish it off. And they finished off good. It was nice. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I thought it would be a little bit more, but for the most part, it did its thing. So give it up for the Shy, y'all. Give it up for the Shy. Y'all, this was my first time doing reviews on YouTube. Y'all, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the faint of heart, because to do this every week, and y'all know, between me fighting this fucking lupus, me having a full-time job, and everything else that goes on in just everyday life, this was a lot to do. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all made me want to do it. Even when I was sick and I couldn't film, or when my camera and all this shit went down, and I said I felt bad because I'm like, I know for a fact that certain people are watching. I'm like, I can't disappoint. I don't know if any of y'all know anybody with lupus, but let me tell y'all something about lupus. Lupus is the type of disease that sneak up on you. You feel fine 1 minute, and then the next minute you down for the count. And when you try to pretend like you not down for the count, it's gonna sit your ass down like, oh. So you want to pretend like ain't nothing wrong with you. You want to pretend that you okay. Or you want to pretend that you can do these 8 videos in this one day. Okay. You want to pretend that you can sit here and film all day and be in front of this bright ass light and all type of shit. You want to pretend that you could do that, right? You want to pretend that you got the mental capacity after you on all this medication that makes your brain foggy and shut off sometimes, but you want to pretend that you could be all right. Guess what? And you want to go to work and you want to work a full-time job. All right, bitch, I'm gonna sit you all the way the fuck down. But I thank y'all for bearing with me, because it wasn't easy. So, and I think I may want to do it again, but it gotta be a dope show. It gotta be a dope show, because I'm the type of bitch that will sit there and watch it, and if it don't keep my attention, I'll turn it off and I'll just be like, listen, I'm not reviewing that show because I don't like it. It's not keeping me interested. It's not keeping me invested. But the Shy, I've been on it since 2020. I've been on it since 2020. So, something I had to do. I said, why not do the last season and make it real special and do the last season? But yeah, I thank y'all so much for watching. I thank y'all for sticking it out with me. I thank y'all for bearing with me and having patience with me, on these days where it's been rough, and on these days where, we was having technical difficulties. I always try to still, put something there for y'all, because I know that y'all support me and y'all love me, and I love y'all too. I love y'all back, and that's why I do it. So y'all, this isn't goodbye. The show was over, but we not over. I'm not over. So y'all could drop down in the comments about some other shows that you may want me to watch. Some other things, you know. This is a full channel. There's other things. I have other things on my channel that y'all can watch. So you will see me again. And I hope to see you. And I thank y'all for riding this out with me. And what else can I say but like, comment, and subscribe? Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. You know, watch all my other videos. You know, I'm going to start doing some, back to my entertainment reviews that I do on Sunday. You know, ain't really been much that I wanted to talk about. You know, and I don't like forcing shit because you'll see it on camera that I don't want to do it. You'll see it on camera that I'm not really invested or taking an interest in it. So I ain't been pushing myself to do the entertainment news and the crazy shit that these celebrities be doing, because it's just dumb shit. It's dumb shit. But even still, y'all can like, comment, and subscribe to those too, you know. And I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
I'll take over, you better learn it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. That's Tracy Michelle, putting the whole city down. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. Tracy Michelle.